The 19th day of March 2023 it is. Good afternoon. Welcome. This is the great KBC and this is Lunchtime News. We have the latest news making headlines in the country, and talking about news making headlines, Nandi County and Kapsabet to be precise, where the head of state, President William Ruto, is having a church session. As you can see, MP Didmas Barasa is currently addressing the congregation. Of course, we will be getting back when the Deputy President and the Head of State will be addressing the congregation. But first things first, we will be looking at the news shaping up the country. And we begin with the Azimio rallies, where Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition leader Raila Odinga insisted he will lead his supporters in a peaceful march to State House on Monday. According to Odinga, Kenyans are tired of a leadership that does not care about their plight, and that time has come when they should stand up for their right. The move also seeks to pressure President Ruto to freeze the ongoing recruitment of commissioners to the Electoral Commission, IEBC.
Tomorrow is the 20th of March, the day we have been all waiting for. Tomorrow, we want Kenyans to come out in large numbers and show the displeasure with what is going on in our country. Since Mr. Ruto was sworn in 6 months ago, he has continued to run this country with a lot of contempt. The cost of living has skyrocketed. Kenyans are suffering because of high costs of essential commodities. The cost of unga, the cost of cooking oil, the cost of kerosene, petrol, diesel, sugar, school fees, electricity are all very high. Many Kenyans cannot bear the cost of living. That Electoral Commission is the referee in the game of elections and must be appointed in consultation among all sections of the community, particularly the major players, the political parties. We have not been party to what is going on right now. All Kenyans of goodwill should converge tomorrow, march together to the center of the city. And once we have gathered to the center of the city, it shall be a grand march to State House to claim our victory.
And still on the demos, the police have declared Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance Monday protest as illegal. Speaking to press, the Nairobi Regional Police Commander Adamson Bungei said the protest will not be allowed since it does not meet the threshold. The police both confirmed they received requests from two groups from Azimio la Umoja and Nairobi business community on the intent to hold protest on the same day, but none meet the threshold to permit any protest. Bungei assured members of public of their security and that of their property.
Good. And we've not authorized. It has to be to meet the thresholds of the article, the Public Order Act of 2012. If it is not within the framework of that order, then it is illegal. What are restricted areas? What are those restricted areas? Those are areas that are not, or no person who is not authorized is allowed to get entry to. So I want Kenyans to be guided, to be informed by the law, not by persons of personal interest, so that we remain as a country, because this is our country. And I want again to tell Kenyans of goodwill within the city, those who are doing business, those who are going for duty, that tomorrow is business as usual. We as National Police Service, we shall perform our mandate as guided, and I'll repeat this, by the law.
And still on the demos, the planned Azimio Monday mass action continued to elicit various opinions, with a section urging opposition leader Raila Odinga to explore other avenues provided for in law to address his grievances.
In Embu, the National Government Constituency Development Fund Parliamentary Committee and Board was in Meru North Constituency to inspect projects and monitoring programs. Here the MPs led by committee chair Musa Sirma urged the president to remain firm and not be swayed by Raila Odinga tactics.
Baba si mtu ya kukua kisirani. Baba saa ile maneno kunaharibika, mzee anatulia. Anawacha maneno ya fujo. Kwa maana hata fujo hakuna kitu inasaidia.
Na mimi kama mjumbe wake bado narudia, uchaguzi ulifanya nini? Ulikwisha. Kama ni kushindwa, tulifanya nini? Tulishindwa.
Na tutaanza kuenda referendum ya kuchomoa ye jina baba. Tutafute mtu mwenye anatoshana na jina baba, akiitwa baba, aitwe baba wa heshima.
In the meantime, 4 pro-government legislators in Migori County on Saturday went on an helicopter blitz rally residents against demonstration organized by opposition.
Maandamano hakuna kitu itakusaidia. Mimi nataka kusema PS Wetili akiwa hapa. Hata kama iko katiba na sisi watu wa Migori, nataka niseme tusitumike. Mimi kesho ukiwa na maandamano nikiwa hapa, my friend, nitaenda Migori. Na hakuna mtu ataniguza. Siasa will come as the right time. But for now, let us engage for our people to get something.
As we go about our businesses, let's be mindful that we must coexist peacefully. And while at it, we must respect the rule of law.
Elsewhere, the Foreign Affairs Chief Administrative Secretary nominee Joash Mangi has condemned planned demonstration by Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition, claiming it's a subversion of the constitution.
Even after they went to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the president, it's unfortunate that somebody still thinks he can overturn that constitutionally elected government through Mandamano. It's unfortunate. We condemn it in the strongest terms possible.
This even as the Isiolo County leaders and elders told off the Azimio leader Raila Odinga over calls for mass action protests slated for Monday.
Sisi tuko nyuma ya serikali, hakuna yoyote ambaye atajaribu kutisha hii serikali, sisi tunabaki naye. Tunasema hii maandamano ambayo yanakuja na ODM isifanyike na watu Isiolo wasijumuike na hiyo maandamano. Maandamano ambaye haina maana, maandamano ambaye ya kuharibu uchumi ya Kenya.
Hiyo sisi hatuko ndani na tunahakikishia president wa kwamba hii ground ni ground wa UDA, na utajua kweli ni UDA hakuna for the last 15 years.
Sasa hii ukiangalia Northern Kenya nzima watu wamepoteza mali, wamekuwa maskini. Ni kama kila mtu sasa ni maskini. Sisi tunataka kusikia program ambayo itatufanyia restocking. Kwa sababu vile mawingu iko kuna dalili ya mvua kukuja.
Meanwhile, chaos and war of words over the Monday planned protest by Azimio dominated in the Thanksgiving party. For Kilifi, Deputy Governor Flora Chibule at Dr. Kraft Grounds in Rabai.
Hivi tunaitwa Jumatatu na wanasema safari ni ya kwenda State House. In a layman language, State House. State will protect its house.
Na mimi nikiwa mbunge wa Rabai hapa, nataka niseme sitaruhusu kiongozi yeyote alete cheche hapa leo. Mkileta cheche, hawa watu wa Rabai hawa tutapambana na nyinyi.
Timothy Kipnusu for Lunchtime News.
And away from the Azimio protest, over 500 vulnerable families in Bura, Garissa County, will receive food donations that will last each family approximately 2 weeks. The donations by the Lions Club of Nairobi Dagoretti include maize flour, rice, cooking oil and sugar. The club also gave out wheelchairs and water tanks, among other items. This and more stories from our County News Wrap.
In the spirit of giving, well-wishers have partnered to give a smile to the less fortunate members of the society in Garissa County. Speaking during the flagging of trucks to Garissa at Ramagaria Sikh Temple in Pangani, the Lions Club of Nairobi Dagoretti urged Kenyans to be their brothers' keepers.
So I urge all members of the public to come together, join hands like we've done today, because if you want to go fast, you can go alone, but if you want to go far, you go together. We've joined hands today and we're able to serve at least a few small communities, just a small drop in the ocean.
And in Kilifi County, Muslim faithful in Malindi have held a peaceful demonstration to condemn the Supreme Court of Kenya ruling that allowed the LGBTQ community to form an association in the country.
Sisi kama Waafrika, hili jambo kama hili ni miko kwetu, wanaume kwa wanaume na wanawake kwa wanawake, ni miko kwetu na ni haramu kabisa kwa mila Kiafrika na kidini vile vile. Kwa hivyo twalipinga moja kwa moja.
This, as a civil society group in Mombasa, has petitioned the government to guarantee LGBTQ people rights, noting that majority of people report violence cases, threats, or sexual harassment related to sexual orientation.
Tunasema ni kuwa serikali itoke nje iprotect hao watu kwa sababu hapa Mombasa tumeona members of LGBT wameanza kukimbia. Juzi wamekuja kwa ofisi yangu kama 7 wakisema maisha yao yako hatarini. I'm talking about their security that is in danger. I'm not talking about what they are doing, and whatever they are doing in their privacy is up to them. I'm talking about their security. They should be protected because they are about to be killed.
And in Kiambu County, the county government of Kiambu, through the Department of Education, Gender and Cultural Services, has launched a school feeding program and a modern ECDE centers.
Hizo center zote tunajenga hiyo center ikiwa pande hii ni darasa moja ambayo ni ile ya PP1. Pande hii ni darasa hii ingine ya PP2, zikiwa ziko pamoja zimeshikana. Hapa katikati tumeweka ofisi nzuri ya mwalimu. Kila mtoto ndani ya kaunti ya Kiambu atakuwa anakula ndani ya ECDE.
Elsewhere in Kajiado County, the government is planning to plant 60 million trees during the April rainy season in efforts aimed at environmental conservation. Speaking at Ngong Forest during the planting of seedlings, Environment Cabinet Secretary Soipan Tuya emphasized the importance of safeguarding the environment to mitigate the effects of drought currently affecting parts of the country.
Tunataka kuambia wa Kenya, we are moving from just planting trees to actually growing and nurturing them to maturity.
Finally, in Laikipia County, residents of Chemichemi, Mwireri and Emmanuel villages in Ingwamiti Ward are said to benefit from a modern bridge to ease transport after waiting for over 40 years.
Hii daraja itafungua mambo mingi sana. Katika upande ule mwingine wa hii daraja inajengwa, kuna duka mingi sana hapa, akina mama wengi sana wako na tuduka kwao nyumbani, anajenga kanyumba ya kukaa na pale mbele anaweka kaduka, anauza viazi, anauza makaa, anauza mboga.
For Lunchtime News, I'm Abdulaziz Abeid.
In other news, the Kenya Bureau of Standards, KEBS, has emphasized the critical role of standards in catalyzing business growth, enhancing efficiency, and fostering sustainable development. In its annual Chief Executive Officers Breakfast Roundtable in Nairobi, the organization stressed on the importance of implementing standards for sustainable growth and competitiveness in Kenya's economy.
According to Kenya Bureau of Standards Managing Director Bernard Njiraini, by adopting proactive practices, organizations not only become more competitive, but also contribute to the overall growth and sustainability of our economy.
The adoption of quality management system is a strategic decision for organizations that can help you improve your organization's overall performance and provide sound basis for sustainable development initiatives.
These, as a section of the industry players reported that they have recorded increased revenue after adhering to all the outlined standards by the regulatory body.
The uptake of standards drive performance, efficiency improvement, competitiveness, productivity, and ultimately growth.
Jeremiah Kamau Kinywa, National Standards Council chairman, on his part, said that chief executive officers are the driving force behind the transformation of the country's economy, and standards development is a crucial part of that transformation.
Standards streamline operations, resulting in a gross profit of up to 5%, in some cases as high as 3%.
Reporting for Lunchtime News, I am Teresa Mutai.
Very well, that report by Teresa Mutai takes us to our first break, but just a reminder is that we will be also crossing over to Kapsabet, where the head of state is having a gathering there after attending a church service. And as you can see on your screen, currently addressing the gathering is the majority leader at the Senate, Aaron Cheruiyot. But let's take that break and then come back.
Kuna hizi kampuni zenye zinajua mali niko, kitu nimekula breko, kitu ninasema sahi, kitu nitakula next week on Thursday, pesa niko nazo kwa account, siblings wangu, the list is endless. Na mnajuaje hii information? Kwani mnani stock?
Lakini nikuulize, kabla ya kupress allow, ulijiuliza hii information inatumiwa kwa njia gani? Kabla ya kuallow, hakikisha umesoma terms and conditions.
Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na ofisi ya Data Protection Commissioner.
Yakadambea werarkan.
Message. Nimesikia tu fununu kwamba hii Seldigan by usiku haitakuwepo.
Sikiza. Nani kamdose mkasirika kwa vita vitumikaza mguu kidogo, sawa?
Ibuchi kamera za border crossing point zote sahi.
Ati?
Kamera za border crossing point zote sahi.
Tumechezwa.
Roll out! Move! Jamaa unaona kiwa credible kweli?
Tuta find out soon.
Kiswahili kitukuzwe.
Watu wengine husoma dicho kikuu lakini hawapati kazi kwa minajili kubwa wakitumia ujanja katika mtihani wao.
Kumbuka kwamba Kiswahili sio rasilimali tu, bali pia ni njia ya maisha na kuwasiliana kwa mmoja hadi mwingine.
Wananchi wanateseka wakisema wanataka haki zao. Wananchi watalia, hakuna maji, hakuna kazi, hakuna chakula. Lakini chanzo cha haya yote ni wanasiasa wafisadi.
Na uchukia urongo, kusikiza na kusema, hasa katika utungo na viandishi vyema.
Nikiripotia runinga ya KBC, ni mimi wenyu Justus Mutuku.
Kiswahili kitukuzwe.
Welcome back to Lunchtime News, and thanks for keeping it KBC Channel 1. Moving on, the Christian Blind Foundation and the Kenya Society for the Blind under the Vision Impact Project Kenya have partnered with the county government of Vihiga and Sabatia Eye Hospital to provide free eye screening to over 8,000 people. Speaking during the setting up of a modern eye clinic at the county referral hospital, the governor said the equipment at the facility will enable eye patients receive treatment at grassroots levels as the health department plans for a rotation eye clinic across the county.
Our people are not seeing. They have problems, but they have not had a chance to know where to go. And it's for that reason that we decided under this program, in collaboration with Sabatia Eye Hospital, we have agreed to do serious screening. And out of that, quite a number have been diagnosed of having one disease or another related to the eye. And they are being treated, some already undergoing operation.
And this eye direct, I can assure you, has the state-of-the-art equipment and has got the human resource that will serve the community needs up to whatever is needed here.
Let us be ambassadors, convince those on the ground to have NHIF. It is much cheaper to be treated with what? An NHIF. Only 6,000 for a family and for a year. I believe our people should be enrolled for NHIF.
Still on health, the World Health Organization and the Ministry of Health have partnered to train health volunteers to deal with rising cases of health emergencies in the continent. Under the program that targets health workers from 47 countries in Africa, the volunteers will be capacitated and dispatched to areas affected by a disaster within 48 hours. This came as the high number of deaths associated with COVID-19 pandemic in the continent was attributed to lack of preparedness and capacity in the region. According to Dr. Kanini Kimonye from the Ministry of Health, the pandemic was an eye-opener for the continent, which lost many lives, including health personnel. The two-year project seeks to train 3,000 workers from the continent, with Kenya among the 15 countries that have benefited from the first phase of the exercise.
A program for now, but it will be continuous. And the first part of this program is to train health workers, build their capacity. And so far they have trained health workers from 15 countries. And the idea is to go into all 47 member states of the WHO Afro region. After all these trainings are completed, we will then have the 3,000 surge volunteers who will be deployable to any outbreak within the region within 24 to 48 hours.
In 2022, this is one for 2022 from the top 10.
Now, we would like to offer our sincerest apologies to you, our beloved viewer, for providing inaccurate contact details of John Paul Macharia Muriithi, who is seeking financial assistance of 5.6 million to cater for medication after he was diagnosed with colon cancer, in a story that we aired yesterday, both in our 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. We understand that it's our crucial role to provide accurate and trustworthy information, especially on such sensitive matters, and we deeply regret any confusion and inconvenience caused by that error, and therefore wish to clarify that the correct phone number of John Paul Macharia Muriithi is 0724 465 205. I repeat, 0724 465 205. You can channel your medical financial aid through that number.
Uchungu non-stop, hiyo kubreed damu kila saa, naendesha damu kila saa, natabika damu nyingi. Kuna wakati hata nilikuwa nimeisha kiasi cha kwamba watu wengi wakiwa karibu na mimi walikuwa wananiweka mkono karibu na mapua asikie kama ninapumua.
Tuko katika maisha iko magumu, sababu hata kukaa, kulala, vitu vyote hakuna hapa, hata vitada nini, kila kitu tumeuza. Tungeomba tu mtusaidie.
Well, I'd like to ask you that anyone out there mwenye anatutazama mwenye akona uwezo wa kutusaidia, tutakata usaidizi, you can come in and help, because what you give is what you receive.
Again, in any way that you can chip in, kindly assist. Moving on, Malindi Member of Parliament Amina Mnyanzi has disclosed that her National Government Constituency Development Fund, NGCDF, will sponsor students in his constituency will enroll in oncology course so as to help increase the number of experts in cancer treatment in the constituency. Speaking during the issuance of bursaries to Sheila and Malindi town wards at Upewoni Primary School, Nyanzi said her constituency was facing many challenges, particularly in the health sector. Those who will be sponsored shall have to sign a contract that after the training, they would come back to work in Malindi hospitals.
Student ambaye yuko interested na masuala ya oncology, daktari wa haya magonjwa ya saratani, tafadhali wewe kama mzazi nenda katika ofisi ya mbunge ama ya CDF, upeleke jina la mtoto huyo. Sisi tutaangalia njinu mbadala ya kuweza kumsaidia, tuwekane contract agreement, tunakufundisha, after 3, 4, 5 years tunakutaka pale Malindi Hospital uhudumikie watu wako wa Malindi. Haiwezekani sisi kila masaa hawa madaktari ambao ni lazima twende tukawa outsource kutoka Nairobi, daktari ambaye anakuja hapa sijui mara moja kwa wiki mbili ama kwa mwezi mmoja, na kuna watu huko nyumbani jamani wanakufa.
In 2 months time
mtashuhudia vitanda vya kisasa katika wodi zetu za Malindi. Ile mambo ya ndugu zetu, madada zetu kulazwa katika vitanda kama vya boarding school zile za mawire mesh, tutaweka katika kaburi za sahau.
Conservationists in Amboseli, led by World Wildlife Fund WWF Kenya, have launched a 3-year project of ecosystem landscaping that targets to provide connectivity for important wildlife corridors. The initiative at the same time aims to improve the livelihoods of local communities. The project, which is funded by the German Ministry of Economic Development and Cooperation at the tune of 425 million Kenya shillings, is set to be implemented by several stakeholders. Speaking during the launch of the project, Wildlife Principal Secretary Sylvia Museia assured of the government support while urging the partners to prioritize human-wildlife conflict mitigation and the improvement of water access for people and wildlife, especially in the protected spaces. The partners present, who included WWF Kenya Amboseli Ecosystem Trust, Africa Conservation Center and Kenya Wildlife Conservancies Association, assured of their commitment to the implementation of the project.
That includes tax exemption for whatever equipment or vehicles that needed to be bought.
Will contribute immensely to enhancing resilience, support community livelihood and income generation, as well as provide effective mechanism for resolution of human-wildlife conflict.
We don't want to think about conservation. Conservation will be one of the outcomes. Lakini, we must attend to the needs ya akina mama, akina watoto, wazee na jamii hapa.
And this program, I note, is conservation of dryland ecosystem for environmental service delivery.
Kenya and as you water, madam, you can.
From Amboseli to Marsabit, where communities living along borders between Kenya and its neighboring countries, are now calling upon the government to reduce the hurdles that they get subjected to when applying for national documents. Led by Marsabit County woman MP Naomi Wako, the residents say that the long process is barring most of them from accessing government services. Speaking at Butie in Moyale during a food distribution drive, Wako said that it is the high time for the government to review the entire process, as thousands of youth who are eligible for national identity cards are yet to receive the document because of a long vetting process.
Kitaka kupata ID wanasumbuliwa ati mpaka wafanyiwe vetting. Watu wenye wamezaliwa, kwani vetting gani tena tunahitaji tunafanyiwa? Na kwa hiyo nani wazaliwa hapa, wamesoma primary school hapa, wamesoma high school hapa.
The construction of the 13 billion shillings Ndarugo 2 Dam in Gatondo North Constituency, Kiambu County, may grind to a halt due to what has emerged as a simmering row pitting a section of Kiambu County politicians. It is alleged that some area politicians have been pushing for the development of the project without the involvement of affected landowners, leading to a push and pull within the county leadership.
Trouble is said to have begun when Water Cabinet Secretary Alice Wahome allegedly met a section of the Kiambu leadership to, among other things, discuss the project in what the area MP, Elijah Njoroge Kororia, says he was not involved. In his view, the meeting saw the politicians influenced to support the project in contravention with the wishes of the citizens.
Tukawa na kikao kizuri na waziri wa maji Alice Wahome, na fununu ya kwamba ati tuliitwa na CS tupewe pesa ndio tukubali dams zijengwe. Hizo ni propaganda.
We had a meeting. It was the second out of a series of a meeting that we had with the members of parliament from Kiambu County. At this principally, it was to alert them about the investment the government is doing in the county, not necessarily on Kalimeno or Darugo.
But on his part,
nilikuwa peke yangu, video nilikuwa na yeye pale. Hao wengine walikuwa wanaongea kwa TV, kwa radio, kwa SMS. Kuna hii kampuni inaitwa Earth Water Services hawa kujenga damu. wanatuma watu wa kufanya kazi wakuje waongee na raia, badala Alice Wahome minister mwenyewe akuje ongea.
This is the puzzle in question. The pristine landscape masking what the Gatundu North legislature says was intensive discussion on how to persuade landowners to cede their parcels of land for the project.
The importance of Dalugo Dam is, one, we are going now to harvest the water that we normally lose. The water that, the lane that fall in the urban areas passes through the Lugo River is all wasted across the years.
The proponents for the project say the construction of the water body is hoped to boost water supply in Kiambu and Nairobi counties, and that the water resource, which if done well, will be the second in the constituency after the 24 billion shillings Karimeru 2 dam.
Elsewhere, at least 1,000 needy families in Kericho County have benefited from free fertilizer and maize seeds courtesy of local county woman member of National Assembly Beatrice Kemei through the National Government Affirmative Action Fund NGAF. The beneficiaries were also given free tree seedlings as a way of realizing the government's initiative of 30% tree cover and 15 billion trees in the next 10 years. Kemei further said that food security is important for economic improvement and sustainability, encouraging the farmers to work hard in their farms.
Fertilizers and maize seeds, and we are also giving out tree seedlings for planting. This is a rainy season, and we realize that food security is important for economic improvement and sustainability. Today we have a representation of the 1,000 farmers that have been identified across the county to actually be beneficiaries of this project, coming across all the 30 wards. We are launching 1,000 fertilizers and maize seeds. We have people living with disability among them. We have widows, we have single mothers, we have the vulnerable, the very needy families.
A section of non-governmental organizations in Homa Bay County has embarked on using modern technology to curb sexual gender-based violence. According to Community AIDS Transformation Alliance CEO Zahra Hassan, they have developed different ways to support and provide support to victims and survivors of GBV. Through the 160 Girl Project, technology is being used to educate children, teachers, and local leaders on how to address GBV effectively. The tablets being used in the project contain 12 lessons from mapping violence to gathering data, advocating for change, and providing survivors with access to essential information and support throughout the justice-seeking process.
An innovation that uses technology to enlighten the children, the teachers, the local leaders on matters SGBV, how it can be reported, how evidence can be preserved, how boys are also vulnerable on matters SGBV, and everyone included, including the police, work with them through this process to ensure that community is enlightened as a whole.
Steps to follow in case someone has been defiled about collection of evidence, visiting health center for medical examination, getting back to the police station, ensuring that the case is following through the justice legal system. We give them tools on how to support survivors, and specifically ensuring that we pass the knowledge that they are not supposed to shame survivors.
The government has been urged to distribute sanitary towels in public schools and subsidize the basic commodity to save a huge number of girls who drop out of school. Speaking during distribution of pads in a school in Butula constituency, Deputy Principal Buduma Girls Secondary School in Busia County revealed that about 80% of girls in day secondary school experience interrupted studies due to lack of sanitary towels.
call upon the government to put a subsidy and tax waivers on these commodities because they are critical and important for girls. And unfortunately, many communities and parents cannot afford these. When there is a tax on them, the price is too high for most parents to afford. For the parents, we encourage you, talk to your daughters, educate them more about menstruation. It is a normal process. Support them to stay in school.
Something like a pad is something that is very important to a girl. Without it, she cannot concentrate in class, and she will find herself looking for other ways to get the money. So if somebody can give her money to buy, then she will fall prey. Most of the times as female teachers, we come in and even buy them these things because the humble background where they come from, the parents are not able to afford. Sometimes they use some very funny things. It's even shameful to mention.
Tunaamini kwamba ni sehemu ambayo inahitaji serikali na county governments pia wawekee manani. And then also wajaribu kuona jinsi gani tunaweza kuwa kama wale ambao ni wawekezaji ama wadafu. How do we be able to reduce ile maneno ya taxes kwa vitu kama hizo tunaponunua, kwa sababu pia inagharimu.
A section of farmers from Chakama area, Magarini sub-county in Kilifi County are counting losses after their farms were invaded by wild animals from neighboring Savo East National Park. The more than 1,000 farmers are now demanding compensation from the government, adding that previous efforts demanding the same have been frustrated, but what they term as demands on provision of land title deeds among other demands.
Tunaomba wale viongozi waje watuelimishe hapa Chakama hadimaye kwamba kama hamna fensi, mkiharibikiwa msitafute haki yenu, kwa sababu unatumia tikiti na dakika za mwisho unabaki hivyo hivyo, hakuna chochote unachopata.
Tunanunusia maji, mimea ikianza kuwa tayari, wanyama wa pori na mifugo wanakuja kuharibu, tunarudi tena hatuna kitu.
Sasa tukawa tunaomba kama inawezekana wale viongozi wetu watusaidie, kwa sababu wamesema tukiwa na shamba lazima tufensi shamba zetu, na uwezo hatuna wa kufensi.
Moving on, Mandera County has taken great pride in churning out TVET graduates from all vocational technical centers, with at least 435 learners graduating from various vocational training colleges in the region. Mandera Governor Mohammed Aidan Khalif said that his government will allocate 30 million shillings to finance both the recurrent and development expenses of the area for the year 2022-2023 financial year. The 435 learners pursued courses such as welding and fabrication, motor vehicle mechanics, dressmaking, electrical wiring and carpentry. Yusuf Mohammed, Regional Director for TVETs, challenged the graduates to use their skills in creating job opportunities instead of becoming job seekers after completing their studies. He added that the government shall equip all sub-counties in Mandera with vocational training centers.
These centers have played a crucial role in providing quality education and skills training to our youth. The county government has allocated Kenya shillings 30 million shillings to finance both recurrent and development expenses of our TVETs in the county.
You are supposed to create job, not to seek job. You employ others. In fact, the importance of TVET is that, one, first of all, you are self-employed. I must sincerely thank the county government.